Oh. Fake news, Carissa! Fake news! Grabing makasarsisip ito, no? Grabe, no? Oh.
Ngayon, with archive and dismissal, sa akin naman, whatever will give spirit to the decision of the Supreme Court, which they said was immediately executory. And they said that not only once, but twice, kasi the second time was during the press statement issued by the spokesperson, when there was already a motion for reconsideration. So,
Interview ho nitong si Attorney Michael Powa dito kay Ma'am Ali Soto dyan sa ASPN. Yan ang pag-uusapan natin dito sa video na to. Malalaman na ho natin kung ano ang reaksyon ng kampo nitong si Vice President doon sa ilinabas na desisyon ng Korte Suprema at dyan sa pag-archive ng Senado sa impeachment laban sa kanya. Pero bago yan mga kababayan, isang like at isang subscribe. Masaya na ho tayo dyan sa mga gusto sumali sa ating community. Yung joint button, nandyan lang ho sa baba. Ayun na nga mga kababayan, ha? Dito sa video na to, hindi ho nakalusot. Itong si Percy Sindanya sa mga kababayan nating DDS. Yan na nga ba sinasabi natin? Kahit na matapos na ang termino mo dyan sa House of Representatives, patuloy kang makikita ng ating mga kababayan na mga taga-suporta ni dating Pangulong Rodrigo Duterte na isang kalaban. Panoorin nun natin ito mga kababayan. Galing ko kay Ma'am Kipichu. Game!
Duterte. Duterte. Duterte.
Yung tipo magugulat ka na lang. Di ba? Magugulat ka na lang eh. Nasa mall ka, di ba? Tapos ikaw, kinakalaban mo si dating Pangulong Rodrigo Duterte. Bigla meron titingin sa iyo ng ganito. Gaganituin ka bigla. Duterte.
Duterte. Duterte.
Grabe ka naman. Grabe ka naman, tita. Oh.
Duterte.
Next time, ma'am, ano lang ha. Sinyalan mo na lang ng ganyan. Baka... Meron tayong mga nabasa komento eh. Sabi nila talagang ibang klase mga taga-suporta ni dating Pangulong Rodrigo Duterte. Talagang kahit saan eh. Pagka nakita ang kalaban, sisigawan kanila ng
Duterte.
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 Natawa na lang si Baliko eh. Natawa na lang si Baliko. Sabi siguro ni Baliko, gimmick lang naman yun eh. Racket ko kasi yun. Racket kasi yun eh. Doon ako kumikita ba natin si Duterte? Yan ang problema ko mga kababayan. Kayo mga bumabanat sa mga Duterte, kung inaakala nyo na ganun-ganun na lang, eh lilipas na lamang ang galit ng sambayan ng Pilipino sa mga pinagagawa nyo. So, dito kay Tatay Digong at dito kay BP Sara, eh nagkakamali kayo. Kahit saang parte kayo ng Pilipinas mapunta, kahit ako, makita ko yan si Sindanya, eh magdo-Duterte din ako eh. Di ba? Baliko. Eto, dito tayo mga kababayan. No? Natuwa lang ko tayo na talagang yung pagsuporta ng ating mga kababayan dito kay dating Pangulong Rodrigo Duterte. Kahit saan, mapa sa mall, kahit saan ka makita, basta alam nila na ikaw kinakalaban mo mga Duterte, markado ka na. Eto mga kababayan, maaaliw ho kayo dito sa video na to. Makikita nyo kung paano pinagtawanan itong si Senator Bato de la Rosa, itong si Risa Hontiveros, si Aling Fake News. Game. Oh. Fake news, Carissa! Fake news! Grabing makasarsisip ito, no? Grabe, no? Oh. Sabi ni Risa, anong pinagtatawan nila? Di ako maka-connect. Hindi ko maintindihan kung anong pinagtatawanan. Oh. Oh. Ramdam nila eh, oh. Parang Biyernes Santo, grabe no yung pagmumukha pala nitong si Risa Hontiveros nung mga nung mga panahon na yun. Talaga parang Biyernes Santo, di ba? Lungkot na lungkot to siya eh. Kulang na lang magwala siya diyan eh, di ba? Oh. Naku po, aray ko, sakit. Oh. Fake news ka! Ito na, lipat na tayo. Seryoso na. Game na. Game na, PH. Seryoso na, seryoso. Dito na ako tayo kay Terry Redon. Game. Terry Redon, ha? May tanong ko sa kanya eh. May tanong mo sa kanya. Game.
Dahil sa recent issue na may mga legislator contractors ang involved sa mga anomalous projects, kayo po ba ay isang contractor or ano po? Sige po.
Sigurado ka, final answer mo na yan, ha? Baka parang baka parang ikaw si ano pangalan to? Si Rog Gutierrez. Hindi, sinashoutout ko lang. Rog Gutierrez, pakikumusta mo ako dun sa tatay mo, ha? Kumusta na yung mga ano? No? Pagkausapan ganito, gusto kong humarap sa hearing itong si Rog Gutierrez. Gusto nating makita yung pagmumukha niya. Tignan natin kung makakapagtanong siya pagkausapang kontraktor yung mga tinatalakay nila dyan sa mga hearing sa House of Representatives. Dito naman tayo mga kababayan. Anak ng toko, yari tayo dyan. Nagsimba ulit. Hindi, dati na nagsimba yan. Mamaya nang natin pag-usapan yan. Asan na yung isa? Ito. Dito tayo. Yan. Dito ho tayo kay Senator Alan Peter Cayetano. Game, kay Senator Alan ho tayo. Game. Interview niya ho ito.
Yung i-table, simpleng salita, isang tabi muna. So meaning buhay siya, pero hindi muna dinidiscuss. So ang problema, kung ite-table namin yung motion ni Senator Marcoleta, ibig sabihin nun, nandyan pa, hindi namin ginagalaw, pero nandyan pa yung case. Labag yun sa sinabi ng Supreme Court na immediately executory. Pero kung isang tabi mo, ibig sabihin buhay siya, pero pag naging final yung decision, pwede mong patayin. So ang kaibahan naman nung motion na pinasa natin ngayon na in-archive na siya, na sinunod yung Supreme Court decision, pinatay na siya. So kung ma-reconsider ng Supreme Court, pwede mong buhayin.
Yun. Pero pinatay na siya. Kumbaga ginurgur na ang impeachment dyan sa Senado. Pero anytime, pwede siyang yung linalagay sa dibdib pagka, di ba, wala nang hindi na humihinga, wala nang tibok ang puso. Pagka sinabi ng Korte Suprema na, okay, pakinggan natin yung mga kabalbalan ni Tambaluslos, yun yung magsisilbing pambuhay doon sa impeachment. Okay?
In one sense, many people will say, hindi ba pareho lang yon na yung buhay pwede mong patayin, yung patay pwede mong buhayin. Magkaiba siya because we live under a constitutional democracy. Na pag nag-decision ng Supreme Court at sinabi ng Supreme Court immediately executory, dapat kumilos yung Senate. Pag hindi kami kumilos doon, what's to stop us in small or big decisions later on? And then lastly, yung sinabi ko kanina, di ba, na ang spirit ng Constitution, isang impeachment lang. At yun din ang desisyon. So kung nakabitin siya o nasa purgatorio, buhay pa yung impeachment, so by the time na mag-file ulit, kung sino man magpa-file ng February 6, ang nangyari buong taon may impeachment. Hindi yun ang spirit ng Constitution. Spirit ng Constitution, once lang yan, a year, and then harapin nung dapat haharap doon. Can I address one more issue? No? Sabi ni Senator Risa, ikakabit mo yung ebidensya. Paano yun? Pati mga witnesses, ebidensya, paano mo proprotektahan? Like in this case, no? In this case, you're not impeaching the president. You're impeaching a vice president na kalaban ng administrasyon. Hindi kaya ng administrasyon protektahan ang mga witnesses at ebidensya, di ba? And in the past, we have impeached presidents and been able to put our witnesses forward. Whether it's the Hello Garci or before that, Senator Cheese and I at kung sino man makasama namin has been able to do that. So yes, importanteng protektahan ang witnesses, di ba? Pero hindi pwedeng yun ang dahilan para wag i-attach ang mga ebidensya kung mag-i-impeach tayo ng impeachable officer.
So it's correct to say, sir, na patay na yung impeachment?
Yes. Kasi sabi nga ng Supreme Court, di ba, void ab initio. Kaya nga sabi ko, parang sinabi sa iyo, there was never an us. Di ba? Kasi iba yung sabihin mong ex ko yon. Iba yung sabihin mong dati pero divorce na kami ngayon or hindi na kami. Iba yung sabihin mong there was never an us. So, pag sinabing void ab initio, from the start, wala yon. Kaya kung sinabi ng Supreme Court may mali lang, pero hindi siya void ab initio, dapat nag-convert kami into ay impeachment court ngayon. Pero sinabi kasi nila from the start So from the start, there's no impeachment court.
And because of that, kaya
There's
hindi
no
mo pwedeng
impeachment
hintayin
court.
yung decision ng
Yes,
OR.
because of the word immediately executory and the decisions that explain that.
Kayo na lang ho mga kababayan, kung bago lang ho kayo sa PH Update, sino ho ba mas papaniwalaan nyo? Yung abogado o yung mga gumraduate sa One Bull University, yung mga umaastang abogadong kagaya ni Risa Hontiveros. Yan Senator Alan Peter Cayetano at ako naniniwala dyan sa mama na yan. Kung mali, talagang babanatan niya bibikwasan niya itong si VP Sara. Kung meron mang kamalian na andyan sa impeachment na yan, boboto yan ng convict panigurado. Pero maliwanag pa Ika nga nagsusumigaw na ang mga ebidensya. Hindi laban kay VP Sara. Nagsusumigaw ang ebidensya na talagang pamumulitika, yung impeachment na yan, laban sa kanya. Yan yun. Tuloy.
And I think it's consistent kasi dun sa bar. Kasi kung walang bar, if the Constitution said you can file as many every year, di pabayaan natin pending. Pwede naman pala Pero sabi ng Constitution, 1 lang a year. After that, it's barred. At sabi ng Supreme Court, it's barred because of the first 3 na hindi inaksyonan. So again, there'll never be a perfect decision. Diba? Kaya nga adversary There's adverse sides. It's adversarial. There's may one side, there's the other side. It just so happen na hati ang mga legal luminary ngayon. Diba? That's why I was saying advocate tayo.
Especially yung mga legal luminary na siguro meron pinabisita sila nitong si pangalan nitong si Bonjing, merong pinadalang bisita sa kanila, di ba? Ay, legal luminary ka, sige, may papadala akong sa diyan. May papadala akong kaibigan, legal luminary. Wag na natin pangalanan, di ba? Baka merong pinadalang kaibigan niya si Bonjing sa kanya. Tapos merong daladalang itim na maleta. O baka nagkita sila sa Okada. Hindi natin alam. Di ba? Sabi ni Bonjing, yan, legal luminary, tawagan mo. Sabi mo, magkita kayo sa Okada. Magdala ka ng isang bagahe. Ang hirap. Dami pa hindi nasasagot nitong si Bonjing. Sa mga susunod na panahon, yung mga Okada na yan,
Kayo. Kung yun ang tingin mo, I respect that.
madudurog. Sigurado ko, pulbusarado. Pulbusarado yan si Bonjing. Pagkatapos ng administrasyon na to, sa mga kabalbalan na ginawa niya, hindi palulusutin na sambayan ng Pilipino to. Yung ayuda-ayuda, yung flood control, yung mga insertion, yung DepEd na 5 billion, hindi palulusutin yan ng ating mga kababayan. Ika nga kung yung war on drugs si dating Pangulong Rodrigo Duterte, sige, bigay na natin sa kanila yon na meron talagang nagurgur na ganito, ganyan, o yung mga, kung tawagin ni Senator Bato, mga collateral damage. Sa kahit anong bagay meron ganyan. Naglalakad ka nga lang sa kalsada, mabundol ka, di ba? Pagpalagay na natin. Pero yung ginawa na yun ni dating Pangulong Rodrigo Duterte, yun ang pinakatumatak sa mga Pilipino na hindi nila makakalimutan mapahanggang sa ngayon. Yun ang nagiging kinakarga namin every time na marinig namin ang apelidong Duterte. Pagkaya nanalo, magwa-war on drugs ulit tayo. Di ba? Yun ang atin pagkaya nanalo, yung mga anak natin, yung mga kamag-anak natin, yung mga asawa natin, pagka umuwi ng gabi, kahit papaano, sigurado, safety sila. Di ba? Yun ang pinanghahawakan ng mga kababayan nating nakikita si VP Sara na maging presidente sa 2020. Hindi sa kung ano pa mang kadahilanan, hindi yung mga infrastructure, hindi yung napakasimple ng kaligayahan ng mga Pilipino. Pag nakakita ng Duterte, war on drugs tayo. Yay! Palakpakan, war on drugs tayo. Alright! Tulog na naman ang mga bangag, di ba? Kita nyo sa social media, puro lubog ang panga. Ang dadry ng mga katawan. Ibinablog pa talaga. Diba? Yung pinakain ng pulburon, hindi malunok-lunok. Bakit? Pagka kasi ganyan kayo, walang papasok na kung sa lalamunan nyo, masikip yan, dry yan Hindi naman sa experience na-experience natin yan, di pa tayo nagganyan. Pero base yan sa mga naririnig natin sa social media. Di ba? Tuloy natin si Sen.
Pero huwag mo sabihin, eto yung tama, eto mali. Kasi nga, in the end, it's the Supreme Court who will say na eto yung prevailing na doktrina.
Sir, ano mas tamang term? Patay na o nakagarahe lang? Kasi sabi,
Patay na.
pwede pang i-revive.
Patay na pwedeng buhayin.
Yo!
So kung tinable, buhay yon na pwedeng patayin. Sinang tabi lang. Pagka in-archive mo na, patay na yon. Kaya nga mo in-archive. Ang archive is like the burial ground. Diba? Pero pwedeng buhayin. If the Supreme Court reverses itself and says that there was jurisdiction, Pero even if the Supreme Court reverses itself partially, pero sinabi pa rin nila void ab initio, patay pa rin yon.
Patay pa rin
So
yun.
February
Pagka void ab initio, wala pa rin pala. Sa tingin ko, yung mga tauhan ni Bonjing nito, walang humpay ang pakikipag-ugnayan sa Korte Suprema. Pero naniniwala ako sa integrity ng ating kataas-taasang hukuman. Hindi sila basta-basta magpapadala dyan sa mga mabibigat na maleta nitong si Bonjing. Huwag kayong makipagkita sa Okada, okay? Yun lang ang panawagan ko sa mga maestrado natin. Kung sakali man merong mag-chat sa inyo o tumawag sa inyo, merong middleman na merong makikipagkita sa inyo sa Okada, huwag po kayong makipagkita. Dahil yung mga nakikipagkita na yan sa Okada, naku, mayayari ho kayo dyan. Ito na. Kay ano na tayo? Kay Attorney Michael Powa. Ito, game. Yun.
Finally, after all these years.
Alright.
Attorney Michael Powa, spokesperson po ni Vice President Sara Duterte, bahagi ng kanyang defense team. Good morning.
Tsaka wala ko ba kayo napansin sa mga tauhan ni VP Sara? Talagang pinaglalaban ho nila si VP. Hindi ho nila iniiwan. Hindi kagaya ng iba mga politiko. Pagka ikaw, bigla ka nang umalis ka sa kampo ng isang ano. Pagka nagsalita ka, wala na eh. Itong mga to, kagaya nitong si Atty. Michael po, hindi ho nila iniiwan si VP. Ibig sabihin, ito talagang si Vice President Sara Duterte, nakita nila na yung paglilingkod na ginawa niya, para sa sambayan ng Pilipino. Kaya talaga, tignan nyo naman, ang tinding panggigipit na ginawa ng House of Bonjing dito kay Atty. Michael Powa. Pero hanggang ngayon, nandiyan pa rin siya kay VP Sara. Palakpakan mo muna natin itong si Atty. Palakpakan natin. Okay?
Good morning, Ma'am Ali.
Good morning,
Good
Attorney
morning again,
Michael.
Patsy. Yeah, I just wanted to clarify, I'm no longer the spokesperson of the Vice
Hindi na.
President.
For the
I'm-
impeachment.
Hindi na po kasi ako connected sa Office of the Vice President.
oo.
I'm her lawyer lang. So,
Lawyer.
that's why I'm the
Because
spokesperson of the
we
defense
spoke
team.
with si Yusek,
Attorney Ruth.
former Yusek Ruth. Huwag daw siyang tatanungin tungkol sa impeachment,
Impeachment.
kasi pag patungkol sa impeachment, ikaw daw ang
Opo,
tagapagsalita.
kasi
So,
defense
spokesperson.
team po kasi pag sa impeachment. So, it's the lawyers that speak. and-
Spokesperson ng Sara Duterte Defense
Team.
Team.
Opo.
Okay.
Klaro. Okay, ito na.
Klaro.
Magkakasunod yung victory ng inyong team. Nagsimula doon sa desisyon ng Korte Suprema ng July 25 na ruling na labag sa saligang batas.
Opo.
Yung impeachment complaint laban kay Vice President Sara Duterte. And again, the other day, yung boto po ng ating Senado, vote of 19-4-1, no? 19 po sa ating mga senador bumoto pabor na i-archive ang impeachment complaint pending nga yung paglabas ng desisyon ng Korte Suprema patungkol sa motion for reconsideration ng ating Kamara. So, ang tanong ko, yung bang victory na ito would have been kumbaga more substantial kung ang pagkapanalo is based on merit, na napawalang sala dahil hindi siya guilty, hindi ka convicted ng doon sa maling paggastos doon sa 612 million na confidential funds nung ikaw ay secretary ng DepEd. At yun sa death threat, conditional nga dahil it's conditioned on somebody killing you.
Opo.
So hindi ang ruling at ito mga naganap na ito, hindi based on merit but procedural, on a technicality. Reaction niyo po, Attorney.
Opo. Precisely why I was always cautious the past few days kasi natatanong tayo kung do you feel vindicated or do you feel victorious? And I said, no, vindication or victorious are probably not the right terms at this point. No? Kasi unang-una, sa vindicated, you're talking about the merits of the case.
Correct.
So wala pa tayo doon. Nandun pa lang tayo doon sa napansin namin back in February na may mga ginawang sa pananaw namin ay may paglabag sa saligang batas. So yun naman po ang main subject ng ating Supreme Court decision at ang ating petisyon sa Supreme Court to begin with. Pagdating naman sa victorious, sa amin, again, I'm very cautious about that kasi for the defense team, at least, hindi pa tayo tapos dahil meron pa nga pong motion for reconsideration na nakahain ngayon sa Supreme Court. At currently, we are actually preparing already our comment as ordered by the Supreme Court. And we plan, of course, to comply with that order and submit our comment within the 10-day period given to us by the Supreme Court. So again, siguro emphasize ko lang, wala pa tayo doon sa feeling, at least for the defense team, no,
Yeah.
na victorious or vindicated.
Vindicated.
Parang hindi pa siya yung tamang term sa ngayon. What we are saying is that we welcome the fact that na-affirm ng Supreme Court yung posisyon namin. Kasi
Procedural, oo.
importante po talaga yung merits katulad ng nasabi niya, Ma'am Ali. But sa atin, sa legal system natin, meron tayong mga prosesong
Yeah.
dapat sinusunod.
Oo.
At yun ay parte ng due process. At nakita natin na may paglabag, and that's why we had to file this petition before the Supreme Court.
Kasi Attorney Michael, kanina we played the SOT no, ni VP Sara na sabi niya she was really looking forward to a bloodbath. And so parang now, because of this ruling of the Supreme Court, and although we're still waiting for their decision dito sa motion of reconsideration nila, kung matutuloy, it will be, there's an option, di ba, to refile it next year, February 6 ang binibigay. Such time, during that time, if ever dumating na po tayo sa ganun, do you really see it becoming a bloodbath? When she says bloodbath, is this just a rhetoric? Is this just a figure of speech? Or you see that it's going to be very long, the bodies, the evidence that she has to present, ang dami-dami, for her to be able to fight for her case?
Well, unang-una sa lahat, yung bloodbath, kasi nga I'm no longer her spokesperson, but I do recall an interview recently where she explained the bloodbath. No? Ang sabi nga niya, baka na-misinterpret siya doon sa bloodbath because she was talking about her own blood being spilled because everyone's out to get her.
Okay.
Yun ang at least yung naalala ko na explanation niya. But I do affirm and attest to the fact that she really wanted to go to trial because all along when we would meet her as a defense team, sabi niya mag-trial tayo, 'di ba? So sa amin naman as lawyers, syempre kasi ang sasabihin ng tao, gusto niyo pala mag-trial, bakit kayo nag-file sa Supreme Court ng petition, 'di ba? So sa amin bilang mga abogado niya, syempre we couldn't turn a blind eye kung alam namin na may mga procedural defects o infirmities
Correct.
doon sa nangyari. And when we talk about technicalities, hindi po ito simpleng may papel na hindi napirmahan, na nasubmit. Kasi yan ang idea natin ng technicality. What we're talking about here is the 1-year bar, which is, some people say it's a technicality, yes, but it is a safeguard that is actually enshrined also in the Constitution. No? So it's not a technicality in the usual sense. And then, sa amin naman, when you mentioned, ma'am, the third one, are we envisioning na maraming ebidensya na kailangan ipakita? I think so. Talaga namang ganun yan. No? But huwag din natin kalimutan na in our legal system, initially, the burden of proof is on the accuser. So sila ang magpapakita muna ng mga ebidensya. At then, pag napakita nila yung ebidensya nila, then mag-shift yung burden of proof ngayon sa defense. Kami naman ang magpapakita. So, definitely, we were preparing for it since in fact, even before February kasi we were already anticipating
Parang
magkakaroon ng
anticlimactic
impeachment.
nga itong nangyari, di ba? Na yung handang-handa na kayo, di ba? Na talagang excited na kayo, dumating doon sa punto doon, hindi naman pala, di ba?
Pero kailangan din po kasi talaga nating isaayos yung naging proseso.
Correct.
I would think. So,
Ngayon, ito ang tanong ko. How does the defense team feel? Kayong mga members ng defense team ni VP Sara, na don't you feel na pinangungunahan kayo ng mga kaalyadong senador ni VP Sara? Because for yung ang reaksyon ng ilan leaves a bad taste in the mouth na itong mga senador na uupong hurado na West. Si kayo ang uupong senator judges. If and when matuloy yung impeachment trial, nalilitisin. Pero kayo mismo ang naghahain ng motion to dismiss. Bakit hindi nyo na lang ipaubaya doon sa mga abogado ni VP Sara na kapag nag-convene na sa impeachment court, hayaan nyo yung mga abogado ni VP Sara maghain ng motion to dismiss. Bakit yung mga senador na uupo as judges?
sa aming pananaw naman po, no, and sa aking personal na pananaw, hindi naman natin masasabi na napangunahan tayo or anything. Because we have to remember, there was a Supreme Court decision that was issued recently, and it said, number one, na void ab initio, no, for violating the 1-year bar rule, and secondly, for also yung due process issues. No? And then, after that, sinabi rin ng court na because it's void ab initio, hindi nagkaroon ng jurisdiction na mag-convene even as an impeachment court. So, sa bagay na yon, kahit kami mga abogado, hindi rin po kami makapaghain ng motion to dismiss dahil wala ngang jurisdiction para magkaroon man lang ng impeachment
Hindi
court.
ko nga alam kung may personality yung Senate sitting as a legislative
Exactly.
body to act on it.
Yes,
diba?
exactly.
That was a
So,
question, number
opo.
one. But I was talking about yung June 10. Yung the first time that they convened. Na
Opo.
nag-robe sila, 19th Congress.
Opo.
And it was a senator judge who filed itong motion to dismiss. Na yung
Si
parang
Senator
ang reaction
Bato.
nga, si Batorni.
Opo.
Kasi bakit hindi mo ipaubayan na lang sa mga abogado ni VP Sara?
Well, from the defense team perspective, medyo mahirap po sa amin mag-comment out of due respect to the senators, no? Whether for us or against us. Kasi when I say for us and against us, doesn't mean for and against Sara. It's really for and against our position on the matter. No? So it's really hard out of due deference and respect to the senators. Hindi po talaga kami nagko-comment on the proceedings of the Senate. In fact, kahit itong botohan na nangyari the other day, we've been shying away from commenting on it kasi these are internal to them.
Oo,
Sa
understandably
amin, we're
naman.
more focused on the legal side lang po. No?
So pag ano na lang is if and when we come to the point na mag-convene, kung magkaroon ng trial mismo.
Opo.
Correct?
Opo.
But pag ganun din ba, covered din ng sub judice yon?
Ang alin po? Ang,
Kapag kunwari impeachment trial na, hindi mo pwedeng himayin yung merits nung nangyayari sa... Ganun din ba, yung ganun din yung panuntunan? Kasi sa regular courts, ganun, di ba?
Opo.
Mako-contempt ka pag masasub judice ka.
Opo.
If you talk about discuss the merits of the case, di ba?
Opo.
Of a pending case. Ganun,
Opo.
di ba, pag impeachment trial?
I would be of the position na yes po. The only difference is public naman kasi yung impeachment
din.
trials
Oo.
natin. No? If you remember during the trial of President Estrada, the impeachment trial of Chief Justice Corona, public kasi siya eh. So
Oo.
actually nakikita na ng
Hinihimay,
public.
hinihimay
Nakikita ng
talaga.
public. But even if sabihin natin na pwede mag-discuss ng merit, siyempre sa amin as a defense team, kaya hindi rin kami nagpapa-interview the past few months. We also don't want to talk about the merits because siyempre, number one, we don't want to telegraph our defenses.
Correct.
And secondly, ayaw naman nating masubject ang ating kliyente to a trial by publicity and out of due respect din sa mga senator judges, hindi ba? Ayaw nating mag-impluwensya kaagad ng either pro or against their stance.
Oo. So, Attorney Michael, ito na, in-archive na nga ng Senado. Tapos, hinihintay, di ba, yung desisyon, yung sa motion for reconsideration, kasi marami talagang nag-aapela na sana balikan no, ng Supreme Court. Although it's executory, hindi pa daw final. So, between now and then, and February 5 also, where are you now in terms of preparation? Would you say you're already prepared anytime by tomorrow? Kung kasakali lumabas na yan, handa na kayo? Or you still need more time to build the case more para at least yung Vice President natin, you can assure her of victory? Where are you right now?
The defense team has always felt ready to go into trial. We've been preparing, we've been meeting regularly since February, and yung mga lawyers naman na kasama namin, with Attorney Sig Fortun, Attorney Sheila Sison, at sila Attorney Vinluan and Attorney Bodota, we've known each other. No? So we've been working together.
How many are you in her battery of lawyers? 17? Tama ba yung nabasa?
16, but
16.
that's because kasama naman talaga yung Fortuna Arvasa
Law firm.
Salazar as a firm. No? So,
Pro
and then
bono ba
outside.
yan? Pro bono?
Sa akin po.
Oo.
But,
Bilang BFF.
but
Pro bono, ibig sabihin po, gratis sa Tamore. Alam bayan.
no, but syempre po, when there are expenses, syempre po, no, may ano rin naman kami.
Magastos
nagcha-charge.
di ba?
Nagcha-charge.
Yeah,
I was thinking
lang.
kasi si VP Sara was
Bayad-
complaining about the
Ganyan ho kamahal ng mga kaibigan nitong si VP Sara. Ganyan kamahal ng mga kaibigan ni VP Sara, si VP Sara. Walang bayad itong si Attorney Michael Poa, palakpakan ho natin. Yan, sila talaga yung mga legit iganga, di ba? Grabe, oo. Abogado ho yan. marami ho siyang pwedeng paggamitan sa oras niya na ika nga pwedeng pagkakataan. Pero pinili ho niya na tulungan ang kanyang Vice President, tulungan ang kanyang kaibigan dahil alam niya na malinis si Vice President Sara Duterte. Halimbawa, kaibigan niyo, ako abogado. Alam ko, palsipikado ka. Alam ko, nagnakaw ka. Alam ko, winaldas mo yan, linagay mo yan kung saan-saan. Tapos pagtatanggol kita, hindi pwede yun. Diyan sa mga malili na bagay na yun, makikita ho natin na talagang malinis itong si VP Sara. Kasi mga abogado, pro bono pa. Kasi yung mga magnanakaw ho mga kababayan, nagbabayad ho yan ng battery of lawyers. Tanungin nyo tanungin nyo si Attorney Bukoy kung pro bono rin yan. Tanungin nyo si Princess Abante kung pro bono din. Maniniwala kayo kung sakaling pro bono yan. Anak ng
The
bawa.
expenses nung
Trips niya. Oo, yung trips niya.
yung defense ni
Si Kaufman.
former
kay Kaufman.
President Rodrigo Duterte. Di ba, if I remember right, she already talked about yung papasa na yung naggastos doon sa defense po ng kanyang tatay, and then taken into consideration din itong kung meron siyang gastos.
Oo.
Anyway, just go ahead with what you were
please, oo.
saying.
So you were saying na you're ready for trial and then anytime. So anytime ready na po kayo.
Opo, we feel that we're ready. Siyempre, when you say you're ready as you can be. Pagdating naman ng trial, hindi rin natin alam. Depende sa mga ebidensya na ilalabas ng kabila. We are ready to also react accordingly doon sa mga, or to rebut kung ano man yun.
Oo.
Okay.
Whichever way the Supreme Court decides, no, kung i-reverse niya yung ruling niya o hindi. But magtatagal kasi baka may 2026 pa. Attorney Michael Powa, because I'm sure kung hindi sila magtatagumpay na, if the Supreme Court says hindi, they're not going to reverse itong kanilang ruling. And then, because of the one-year bar rule, February 6, 2026 na pwedeng muling mag-ahin. And we're already, this early, we're already presuming na handa na rin sila na maghain muli ng panibagong impeachment complaint in 2026. So, kayo pa rin yun.
Well, of course, that depends on the Vice President kasi siya naman ang may choice kung sinong mga abogado niya, no? And of course, it depends on how she feels about the work that we've been doing. So I guess that question is best directed to her.
And what will happen from now till
February.
marami pang mangyayari, no?
Opo. But all the same, na pag tinatanong nga kami, sa tingin mo ba magkakaroon pa ng second pagkatapos ng one-year bar? That is a very real possibility, di ba? So, and ang trabaho namin to always anticipate any eventuality. So, pati po yun, talagang nasa iniisip namin na malaki yung posibilidad na mangyari yun. And so, tuloy-tuloy lang ang preparasyon
In
namin.
terms of the Vice President's state of mind, no, is she, because nga ang daming dagok ngayon, no, yung father niya nandoon, tapos ito, depending impeachment case. And then there was even one interview, correct me if I'm wrong, I heard parang she's not even thinking already of 2028 parang pinagsasantabi na niya. So in terms of her political career, where is she right now? What does she want to achieve, or what is her instructions to you? Is this, you must win this case because aside from vindicating myself, I want to run in 2028, or I just want to vindicate myself and then I'll take it from there?
I cannot speak on the political side,
Okay.
not being her spokesperson anymore, but on the legal side, wala namang you must win this case. But obviously, because she feels she hasn't done anything wrong. So our job was to really present the case and really mailatag natin yung facts, yung nangyari, and to rebut whatever allegation they had. No? So yun naman yung ano niya. And the Vice President, from my experience working for her sa DepEd and even for a very short time sa OVP as her spokesperson, ano naman siya, compartmentalized. So, meaning, even if she's dealing with these things, she's still able to
Magaling
do
talaga
her
siya
work
dito.
as the Vice President. So, pagdating naman sa amin, it was always a constant communication pagdating sa legal team whenever we needed to consult her. In fact, the Vice President, from my own personal experience, and this is my personal knowledge, hindi yan yung parang kailangan parate ikaw yung mag-a-adjust sa schedule niya. Minsan, conscious din siya sa mga schedule namin as lawyers because we're also private practitioners. We also have other clients.
Yeah.
So, there are times when siya pa rin ang magtatanong sa amin kung pwede ba kayo sa ganitong araw or pwede ba kayo sa ganyan. So, as you can see, her mindset naman is, well, from a lawyer's perspective nowadays, no, is that she's able to do her work, and for the legal, she leaves it mostly to us to come up with the strategy. But syempre, at the end of the day, she has to be consulted on what we do.
Sundot ko lang, is she a good client? As in, does she listen to her lawyer? Or, because she's also a lawyer herself do you find yourself arguing or nakikipagsabihin mo, hindi, VP Sara, kunya sabihin mo, gawin mo yung A. Sabi niya, hindi, gusto ko gawin ang B. So, pag sa ganon, nakikinig ba siya? Does she defer to you? Or she gets her own way? Kasi when you look at her, alam mong very alpha female.
But
As a
Ma'am Patty,
client.
it's good that you brought up that she's a lawyer. So as a client, to be honest, it's easier. Kasi since lawyer yung client mo, naiintindihan niya Kumbaga, ine-explain ko pa lang sa umpisa kung ano yung mga steps. Nakikita na niya yung dulo na gusto naming gawin. So it's easier that way. Of course, hindi mawawala na magkakaroon ng
Emotional.
discussions or maybe certain disagreements, but very minor. And I don't even remember a time when there was an argument on anything. Basta kinuha niya kaming abogado, I suppose, because may tiwala naman siya na alam namin yung trabaho at alam namin yung ginagawa namin. So it was never difficult to deal with her.
I was just curious
Forgive my hindi ko naaral yung petition ninyo that you filed with the Supreme Court. But is it in consonance with the ruling of the Supreme Court na sinasabi nga violative of the one-year bar rule? Because nga yung tatlong impeachment complaints na unang impeachment complaints, inupuan, hindi
Yes.
sinunod na yung 10 plus 3 session days rule.
Yes.
And may binabanggit nga kasi violative din nung mismong rules of the 19th Congress.
Yes.
Na whichever mode of initiating the impeachment complaint, kasama na yung by 1/3 vote of the House members, ay dapat na dumaan sa Committee on Justice. So I don't know kung nabanggit din yon dun sa petition ninyo na linabag yung mismong rules ng 19th Congress. And then doon, second part ng question ko is yung violative naman of yung hindi siya nabigyan ng yung due process, di ba? Na hindi nyo kami binigyan ng pagkakataon, hindi nyo kami binigyan ng kopya nitong verified complaint, nung fourth impeachment complaint. Hindi nyo kami binigyan ng pagkakataon na tugunin yung mga alegasyon sa mababang kapulungan without having to wait for the trial in the Senate.
Opo. You have to remember, I have to put this in context, that we filed the petition as the lawyers of the Vice President. So siya yung petitioner doon. But there was also another petition from,
Yung
I
kay
think, the group of
Israelito,
sila,
Torion.
Attorney
Torion, oo.
which they filed
And Kitty,
separately
oo.
from us. They're not part of the legal team, but they also filed their own petition. And I don't want to take all the credit when all the credit is not due. No? So, yung aming petition was focused solely on the one-year bar rule. No? Kasi sa pananaw namin, ayon sa ating saligang batas at kahit sa rules ng House, kailangan pag may nag-file, ma-transmit immediately doon sa ating speaker para maisama sa order of business within 10 session days. And sa aming pananaw, hindi nasunod yon, and that is why we filed that petition for certiorari and prohibition, which means that we wanted the court to declare that there was grave abuse of discretion and that because of certain acts, the one-year bar was triggered. No? So yun yung, suma total, yun yung aming petition. And again, of course, we welcome the decision of the Supreme Court affirming na talagang na-trigger na yung one-year bar rule. But pagdating sa due process, syempre, sa aming petition, innate naman that we also raise due process. But as to the specifics of the due process, I don't want to take all credit for it kasi baka naman kumuha rin doon sa petition nila Attorney Torion.
Torion Delgra yun no?
Opo.
So, Attorney Mike, ito nga, yung Senado, in-archive na po nila. Would you have preferred na dinismiss totally? Would it have made any difference? Or is this again terminology lang, archiving, dismiss totally? Kayo po, ano mas naging safe sana kung ano yung naging desisyon po ng Senado?
Siguro i-premise ko lang po yung sagot ko again. I'm sorry if you think I'm being too cautious.
Go
But again,
ahead.
we're very conscious about not commenting on the acts of the Senate because we respect them as an institution and the various senators. As you can see during the debate, medyo maganda rin naman yung mga points.
6 hours,
On
yes.
either side,
Yes,
hindi lang yung aligned sa atin. On either side, maganda yung mga points. Ngayon, with archive and dismissal, sa akin naman, whatever will give spirit to the decision of the Supreme Court, which they said was immediately executory. And they said that not only once, but twice, kasi the second time was during the press statement issued by the spokesperson, when there was already a motion for reconsideration. So, hindi kasi ako ganun wala akong expertise, kumbaga, sa internal rules ng Senate on archiving. And sabi nga kasi nila dun sa diskusyon, wala naman sa rules nila yung mag-dismiss, for example. So, archiving, if that was the decision, then we just respect the decision. Because ang sa atin, if it gives life or if it abides or adheres to that Supreme Court decision, now, na since immediately executory, wala kayong magiging impeachment proceedings,
Yeah.
yun na rin yun at the end of the day.
So no effect ito. The terms, that doesn't really
Sa
make
amin, no effect. And even sa motion, tinatanong ako kahapon, does that affect your position on the motion for reconsideration? Hindi rin po. Because nagdesisyon yung Supreme Court na void. And then, nag-file ng motion for reconsideration. So, syempre, ang thrust lang namin ngayon is to comment and respond to each argument that is raised or was raised dun sa motion for reconsideration.
Okay.
Yung pumupuna doon sa naging hatol ng Korte Suprema said na yung desisyon ng Korte Suprema was based on factual errors. Na yun nga, pag pinakinggan kayo, di ba, parang, tama naman sila, ang kampo ni VP Sara. Pag pinakinggan mo naman yung kabilang panig, tama rin naman sila, hindi ba? But you cannot argue facts if it's based on factual errors. So hindi ko alam kung saan, we don't know, it's open, no, na kung saan hahantong to, na kung repasuhin ba ng Korte Suprema na, yun pala yung facts, kung titignan natin yung House Journal, whatever. But educate us nga, Attorney Mike, kasi usually yan, pag nagbabalita ka, ang desisyon ay final and executory. In one phrase yon, final and executory.
Opo.
In this instance, so immediately executory, nawala yung final.
Opo.
So ang ibig sabihin nun, kasi meron pang legal remedy ang House of
Yes po.
Representatives.
Yes po.
So, but if kung kunwari, katigan pa rin ng Korte Suprema ngayon, no, they will not reverse the ruling and the first, decision nila stands. Exhausted na ba yung legal remedy ng House? That's it? Kapag denied yung MR nila? Meron pa bang legal remedy after?
Technically, under the rules, yes, no. Magiging but again, we don't want to speculate dun sa magiging decision, but theoretically, if there is a decision of the Supreme Court at nag-MR ka at na-deny yung MR mo, ang mangyayari po magiging final na yon.
Final na yun.
Of course, there are instances when in history when lawyers would file second MRs and all that, no. So I don't want to speculate on what's going to happen, but usually that's the general rule is pag nag-MR ka at na-deny, final na yon. But again, we don't want to speculate kung anong mangyayari. At ang nangyari naman dito kasi, tama po kayo, nung sinabi ng Supreme Court na immediately executory pero hindi nilagay na final, it's because talaga namang may remedy. And I've always said it is within the right and prerogative of the House to file their MR because that is an available remedy. No, and that's not unique to this. There are decisions, but of course, medyo malayo na yung kaso. No? Like for example, in ejectment cases, may remedy ka pa. Pero immediately executory yung decision. So there
Kaya
are
tumatagal ng
cases na
dekada
ganun.
no? Yung mga, usually,
So, Attorney Michael, another school of thought that was also because of this impeachment case, another recommendation was parang at least dapat sana the Supreme Court had oral arguments. Were you ready, if ever the Supreme Court asks for oral arguments, diba, they will have to ask all the stakeholders, all the petitioner, the accuser, the defense, and all that to parang give their case, no, in orally. So, kayo, handa ba kayo? Do you want at least there's an oral argument para at least marinig, hindi lang yung binabasa inyong posisyon? Or do you stand?
Of course, handa kami. Even before lumabas yung decision, no, back in February when we filed it, handa tayo mag-oral arguments kasi it's really just arguments arguing what you already put in your pleading.
Oo.
Pero ngayon po, yung sinasabing dapat nagkaroon ng oral arguments, of course, we respect the opinions of all these
Yes.
experts.
Legal experts.
Giving their comments
Yung mga legal mercenary, no? Yung mga legal mercenary.
in the media. We respect all that. But as far as I'm concerned, I think wala namang requirement. And I think inaamin rin naman ng mga experts. It's not naman required.
Yes.
No?
Pero that's what they're saying, sabi nila, at
that
the
is
very least.
that is discretionary on the Supreme Court.
yeah.
But if you're just asking if we're ready naman kami for oral arguments ng panahon na yun. Ready din kami. For whatever the Supreme Court orders, tayo naman bilang mga abogado, syempre susunod lang po talaga tayo. No? Kung gusto nila ng oral arguments, we'll go into it. Kung hindi na kailangan, we'll go with the, we've already stated our arguments in the pleadings anyway.
Okay.
Ngayon na nga mga kababayan, dito na una tatapusin ng ating reaction video dyan sa interview na yan itong si Attorney Michael Powa dito sa ASPN kaya na Ma'am Ali Soto. So, ladies, maraming salamat mga kababayan. Mag-ingat po kayong lahat. Mahal natin Pilipinas.